Happy Saturday. Adam Gilad here, and this week I have been thinking a lot about what it means to live boldly, to live bold and free. I've been writing about it, thinking about it, preparing a program for men. One of the books I've been reading is called The Fighter's Mind. This is probably more for the guys out there. Fascinating book about the mental game of true champions, ultimate fighters, high performance athletes, top performance athletes. What separates the best from, second best, third best, and people who give up all the way? And in this book, there's the really interesting quote by Renzo Gracie, who's part of the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Gracie family. If you know anything about ultimate fighting or MMA or just kicking ass, you know something about the Gracie family. And he has this great quote where he says, everybody is fighting something. Now, there's two ways to look at that. One, it's invigorating. It's motivating that, we're all fighting. We're all struggling to get better, richer, stronger, healthier. It's a good instinct. Of course, on the other level, there's another way to grow, right? Which is not so much fighting the world, but working with it for the Taoists among us. But I was thinking particularly about this idea of everyone's always fighting something. We wake up in the morning, and what are your first thoughts? Are they happy thoughts? Today's going to be a great adventure? I have a friend, Hollis, if you're listening to this, every morning he wakes up and just sings this awful song, which goes, I don't know why, but today is going to be a very good day. Every day. That's what he sings. That's how he starts his day. And guess what? His life's pretty awesome. He spends, I think, about 150 plus days on the ski slopes and while running his own business. So his attitude is one of adventure. He's going to have a great day. But we're all fighting for something. It's a way of talking about it. And I had this thought that every day you wake up, right? In the morning, you get to wake up. I call it your free, unearned bonus round every single day. You didn't earn it. It's yours. So you get to wake up once during the day. But guess what? You actually get to wake up multiple times during the day. For me, this is the core of bold living. What does it mean to be bold? It means to be spontaneous. It means to be free to act in the moment as you feel, according to your vision in the moment, and not by habits that you've been carrying along or belief systems that you've been saddled with as a kid, or by your culture, or by your religion, by your parents, by your ex, by your company, by your community, by the last movie you watched, whatever it was. We're fed all these ideas into our heads. Being bold means really living free of those. And that's a process of waking up. You wake up constantly, all day long. And the bolder you live, the more often you will wake up. So, there is a poem, maybe you know it, by Dylan Thomas, written for his father as he was allowing himself to die, more or less. And it's those great lines, you probably remember it, maybe you learned it in school, if you went to a decent school. It was, do not go gently into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. It's kind of the same spirit as Renzo Gracie, right? You're fighting, you're raging against death. And when I say death, I also mean just that falling asleep and going along in life and not living bold, not living free. Let me replace that for you. If you don't like rage, rage against the dying of the light, try this. Awaken, awaken against the dying of the light, right? Or challenge yourself against the dying of the light. This is living boldly. As I write in my book, The Boldness Code, you are the child of generations, untold generations of warriors. You didn't get here because your ancestors were weak and timid and shy. You got here because your ancestors were warriors. They fought to survive. They were clever. They were flexible. They learned. They challenged themselves. Why shouldn't you continue that spirit of challenging yourself, not so much to club other people over the head or hunt mastodons, but create amazing and necessary change in the world? Right? Amazing and necessary change for yourself to help evolve this species, because God knows we need to evolve ourselves quickly and we need to evolve ourselves decisively and boldly. So, there is a guy named Peter Diamandis. You may have heard of him. He's behind the X Prize. He wrote an amazing book last year called Abundance, and he has these laws of how to live. One of them is if you do not have a challenge, make one. Do not die. Do not fall asleep. Do not go into stasis. I love this idea of make a challenge if you're feeling sleepy in your life, if you're not getting the results that you want in your life. When you challenge yourself, you wake up yourself. You, like I said, wake up constantly during the day. You wake up parts of yourself that are asleep. What happens? If you're single, you become more dynamic, you become more interesting, much more attractive to the opposite sex. You have more going on. You have more energy in your body. Rage against the dying of the light. Awaken against the dying of the light. So today's message is very much about boldness, right? Renzo Gracie says everybody's fighting something. I want you to look inside. What can you challenge yourself? I'm talking deepen yourself emotionally. Get healthier physically. I'm in my 3rd week of paleo diet. I'm doing kickboxing. I feel fine. I feel great. I do feel great. I have a good language issue. But I really do. My body is energized. My whole life feels vitalized. You can challenge yourself financially. What can you do better to improve your financial situation? You probably have more power in your hands than you realize. A lot of people don't understand the internet gives you global reach. You can learn anything, do anything. Challenge yourself. This is the core of boldness, to wake up constantly, all day long, not just once. And of course, biggest challenge of all, stop challenging yourself. Challenge yourself to not challenge yourself, and just rest in the peace and openness of being for a change. That's also a challenge. So I challenge you today. Find something. Challenge yourself. Live boldly. Free yourself from ideas and habits and beliefs that are slowing you down and putting you to sleep and making you feel the equivalent of eating a sort of high-carb lunch where you just get sleepy in life. This is precious life. Use it. Wake up constantly. Challenge yourself into the next evolution of who you can be. If you're single and watching this, I promise you, this is the source of your dynamism. This is the source of your attraction. You will find that you have so much to talk about and so much energy to bring. People will notice. All right? Go challenge yourself. Have a great weekend, and I will see you next Saturday.